Where's that treasure map?
Arg, what's up, everybody? It's the Pirate Stacker coming at you with the crappiest video to have to make ever because it's about scams. Recently, I just kind of had like a trifecta, literally three, boom, 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 three different hits I just took. Let's jump into, well, one is an Instagram scam, and I'm going to give you more info on that because I know a lot of you are on Instagram, as am I, and you do need to be on the lookout because this one is lousy. This happened to be an eBay one. And before I get into that, let me tell you the other one, which, you know, I don't know that it's as much of a scam as it is just something that got drug out too long, I guess. Let's start with number three. Number three, I had a copper deal with a long-term person that I've worked with. I'll just say it because I don't know what the situation is, so I don't want to call anybody out, and I certainly don't want to make a big issue of it. Rick Cheek, Silver Coast Copper. He made this bar. I bought several bars from him. Fantastic guy. I happened to have bought these loaf bars. They were bars he'd poured early on in his career. And he had said when he saw that I picked them up from another party, hey, if you ever get rid of those, I'd like to have them back. I made those way early on. So we worked out a deal recently. He's making these very cool heat-treated bars, and I was like, hey, would you be interested in trading? And he's like, yeah, I'll trade you a 2-kilo heat-treated bar, same size as this big guy, for those. And so I packaged them up, shipped them off to him. And I do know that there was some flooding from Hurricane Ian, and who knows, maybe this last storm took its toll too. I shipped that probably 2 months ago. Just recently, like 2 or 3 days ago, he has deleted all of his social media. That's Rick Cheek off of Facebook. That's Silver Coast Copper off of Instagram. I don't think he's a bad guy. I just have no way of getting in contact with him. And it was something that he had done and said he'd get to it and he'd get it. And I wasn't rushing the guy, but here it drug out so long that, you know, now I'm out on that trade. I don't see that as a scam. I don't think he was ever trying to hustle me, but I'm out, you know, metals. $100 worth of metals, $100 worth of metal. This scam, is it really a scam? I don't know. This is an eBay purchase. I'm not actually going to name this seller. I hadn't bought off eBay in a long time. Because I used to sell on eBay and I got ripped off by buyers all the time. And so I left eBay alone for years. Well, I've been after the seededs, right? And I'm trying to find deals and I'm trying to put a collection together. I got this coin right here off of a guy, and he had over 16,000 positive transactions. A 99.6% happy rating. This is a low quality slab coin, of course, still expensive. It's still a seeded Liberty, 50 cent. Bought this coin. I did not check the PCGS certification number. And I'll show you where and how you do that. This verifies the authenticity that what's in this slab is what it's supposed to be. This number comes back as uncertified or can't verify. And I'll show you, but what I want to show you right now is, look at the slab case. These slab cases are pretty dang close, right? Whoever is making copies is very good at making copies. I From the eye, I mean, it's got PCGS. It's got a little shield lock there, which I think the newer ones do have that. I mean, it's got everything. I can't explain it. Now, I did contact this this seller immediately. He immediately checked the cert number and said, you know, refund it, come back through the process, send it, and as soon as I receive it back, I'll send a refund. I can't tell the difference. I mean, I see that these are different, but I don't know that that's just a different time period that these were slabbed. To the naked eye, you don't know. Once I get this and on further inspection, I compare it to my raw coin. I mean, they look very similar, man. To me, this one looks faker, but it was meant to be a low-grade coin. This one's a little better detail. It's hard. It's hard. In this world of fakes, it's hard. That's all I can say. What's discouraging is that they are forging and faking lower quality slabs, which you wouldn't think. You'd think they'd be going after the big dollars. I mean, this ends up being a $150 slab anyway, but that's lousy. Let me show you this certification stuff here. All right, so we're able to jump on here. This is just pcgs.com/cert. NGC also has one, and all you do is put in the number that is on your slab. There's a number, an 8-digit number right there. You enter that in, and then you see what it says. Now, typically, when you enter in a good one, it brings up your exact coin with the details of it, the value, all of the above. When we enter in this one, we get, we're sorry that certification number was not found. Please double check the number and try again. To speak with PCGS, blah, 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 blah. So I did call PCGS, and it turns out that means it is not a registered or valid number within their system. So yeah, it's bogus, it's fraudulent. Not a real coin, not an authentic slab, lousy deal. Now the upside is this seller, I contacted him, he said just send it back, he'll refund the money. He's a big seller on eBay, which is great. Now a lousier story with a crappier ending, Instagram. So I have a bunch of friends on Instagram. This guy, Nation Stacker. Now this is my downfall. I had a friend, he sent me a link to a seated Liberty slab. I jumped on there and offered the guy a price, and he accepted. Sent me his payment info. Now, red flags. I talk about red flags all the time because there's always red flags. And had I followed these red flags more thoroughly, I wouldn't be out money that I will never get back. And basically, when I went on Venmo, the account he got was frozen. Now, I've had a PayPal account that got frozen. It's one of those things that happens. So I gave him the benefit of the doubt. What ended up happening, this guy had like 6,000 followers, pretty big page. I didn't check him out thoroughly because a friend sent me the link and I was excited to buy a slab. So he gave me a Cash App. I go to the Cash App, I pay. Immediately after paying, he tried to send me some other stuff to buy. And that made me feel suspicious because why wouldn't you do that up front, right? He tried to send some other stuff to buy. I immediately, it was too good to be true kind of stuff. So I start looking at his page and I immediately see the errors of my way. Now when I jump on here, here's what happened. These were both his accounts. Nation Stacker, the other account was the Holly Bullion guy. And immediately when I jump on that account, he had told me, go check out what stuff I'm selling on this other account, which was what led me to the Holly Bullion guy. In any case, this guy wiped out his account. Now, the page isn't available, but it's still there, which leads me to believe he's changing the name because this guy's racked up some significant followers on these accounts. As I look through them, I'm noticing silver being sold for 22, 23 bucks an ounce and no comments on them. He had hundreds and hundreds of pictures and sales. He was deleting comments, telling people to DM, to purchase, stuff like that. Once I dug in, it was very obvious it was fraud, without a doubt. And, that just comes back to doing your homework. So I dig in, it's a fraud. I can tell it's a fraud. I hit him up. He ends up deleting the page a day later. Obviously, he's not going to mail my stuff. Me, like an idiot, I didn't pay goods and service, so I have no recourse. I did put in for a refund with Cash App. I don't expect that I'll get it. It was 125 bucks. That's a lot to me. I don't like losing money ever. The eBay deal, that's another one. Looks like I will get the money back. The copper deal, look, if you're in this game long enough, if you're in the community long enough, if you're making purchases enough, you're going to come across it. Cross your eyes, cross your T's, dot your I's, guys. This is one of those things. It could have been prevented. Slow down, do the math, do what you need to do. If it doesn't look right, leave it alone. Luckily, I held back on sending this dude more money because I'd be completely screwed. What does this teach me again? Look, I have great sellers within the community. I've made great relationships. I'm going to stick with those. I buy from Jam, Bullion, and AppMex. I pay a little bit more money, but guess what? It always arrives. It is what it is. You take the risk, and it ends up being a situation where I value these even more, being authentic, because when you get a not authentic one, that sucks a lot. That's my story. Don't get scammed. They're out there. They're after us. They're constant. They're relentless. They know what they're doing because they're scamming over and over and over. These Instagram sites, these pages have to be years old that they're building. And I have a feeling that they're running tons of them. I jumped onto that other page. I called the guy out. A day later, he's took it down. And again, they're not down. They're not gone. They just took the page down and are in the process of getting reworked. Now, one thing, when I looked at these pages, I noticed several names within the community that we're following. And I know as a community, we follow these guys because we want to see good deals. We want good deals. That made me feel more comfortable. I went, oh, there's 30 friends of mine following this guy. Maybe that makes him more legit. It doesn't. So it sucks. And watch out, guys. Make that money. You're getting hustled. Be smart. Don't give it to the scam artists. See you all next time. Pirate out. Arg.